Good morning, Spruce Society. How are you today? My name is Kelowna Giuliano, and I'm here to talk about hormones today. Primarily women's hormones, but we will be talking a little bit about men's hormones as well. And we are going to cover all ages. So I'm going to give a little overview of what hormones are, and then talk about, different systems, the endocrine system, and then different young living oils and products that can help support you to stay balanced and healthy within your endocrine system. So when our body's in alignment, we are balanced, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and that's when we feel really good. And most of us are striving, hi Dina, most of us are striving to kind of find that balance all the time, right? And there's a lot of things we could be doing to help maintain that balance. And so hopefully this will give you some ideas of how to do that. So Gary Young, who was a naturopath and the founder of Young Living, he discovered after 25 years of working with patients that hormones and enzymes are the most critical needs of the human body and also the least understood. And so from the lack of proper nutrients in our food and different toxins that we are getting, that we are exposed to in the environment, sometimes from our food, it just all contributes to us aging faster. And, of course, fruits and vegetables that are sprayed with pesticides and animal products that have been given synthetic hormones, all of that disrupts our hormone balance. And so, of course, personal care products and, microplastics, we go on and on, a lot of those things are negatively affecting us, and we're bombarded, from all these different sources. And that's why a lot of us, as we learn more and we know better, we do better. So we are starting to kind of find ways to be better balanced within our bodies and with our hormones. But hormones are molecules that are produced by glands in the endocrine system. And so they're kind of transported around, by the circulatory system in our body to target different organs and regulate our physiology and also our behavior, right? Like our moods. And our hormones change during puberty, during, even before we hit puberty, right? There's kind of that period if you have kids that have started to kind of go through some changes. Sometimes it happens really early, before they actually hit puberty. So our monthly menstrual cycle, during pregnancy, there's perimenopause, and then there's menopause. So there's lots of different stages that we go through, especially as, women. And we'll talk about some men's stuff later. But the endocrine system is just made up of, these glands that produce hormones, and they regulate our metabolism, our growth and development, the way our tissues and bodies function, our sexual function, reproduction, sleep, mood, emotions, so much more. So the endocrine system is made up of, it kind of starts up in our brain. I think a lot of times when we think about female hormones, we think about the sex hormones, right? We're thinking about our uterus and our ovaries. Well, all of those kind of hormones that are produced in those organs are regulated by everything that starts with the pituitary gland in our brain. So we're going to talk a little bit about the brain. And so the endocrine system is made up of the pituitary, the thyroid, the parathyroid, adrenal glands, pancreas, ovaries, and then, testes in males or whatever. And the hypothalamus as well up in our brain. So the pituitary is the master gland is the name of it up in our brain. And it's regulated by the hypothalamus, and it secretes hormones that help control growth, blood pressure, some aspects of pregnancy and childbirth, breast milk production, sex organ function, thyroid gland function, metabolism, so converting food into energy, and blood sugar regulation, regulation of water in the body, temperature regulation, and pain relief. So that's all pituitary, that master gland up in our brain is regulating all of that. So sometimes it takes kind of working with different systems of our body that we haven't really thought about, or just being aware of that. So conditions that might, and I'm not disclaimer, I'm not like diagnosing, curing, treating, or claiming that any Young Living products are going to fix you or save you. Although we know we have really great stories and testimonials of products that have helped people with amazing things. But even though I'm going to kind of spit off some, I'm going to say some different words and maybe terms that are related to if one of these organs is out of balance or in balance. But I'm not making any claims that any Young Living product is going to be the one thing that's going to fix you. You should go see a doctor, a healthcare professional to figure out what's going on with your hormones. And I love going to a naturopath or a functional medicine doctor that really takes like a deep dive into looking at your blood work on a really high level, or even going to different Eastern doctors. I mean, we have Eastern doctors, we have Western doctors, we have, go to several people and get a good picture of what's going on with you. And then you can kind of tie in all this information and see how it will support you. So if you have issues with the pituitary gland, sometimes people are like really tiny, like they call it dwarfism, like they're really, really tiny, or they're like really, really big people. That can be a pituitary gland issue. If people have early or delayed sexual development, increase or decrease libido, memory loss, like splitting headaches behind your eyes, infertility, decrease in breast or testes size, and then menstrual disorders can all be like issues with the pituitary. Also low blood pressure, like fainting, salt craving,